Hi, this is FPL Belville with my Game Week 36 team. So here we go. So Game Week 35 was a big disappointment with 48 points, well behind sort of a target of around about 60, which seemed to be where the average of most sort of engaged managers. Meant I dropped 3K to 11K overall, which is still pretty good. So can't really complain about where I am. The main reason was doubling up on the Leeds defence versus mitigating that risk and playing Hill instead, who got 10 points versus Stroik's 1. That was really the reason behind it. So anyway, just have to move on and take the pain. Bit of a pain being out of the top 10K, but we'll see how things go now. So here's my Game Week 36 plans in short. So I have 3 free transfers and 0.1 million in the bank. All my chips have used. The 2 transfers I'm doing is I'm taking Palmer out for Wilson, and I'm doing Calvert-Lewin to Gyökeres. That leaves me with 1 free transfer, and I think about 1.4 million to carry over. Right, so I'll explain why I'm doing the transfers. So you can see I've taken out Calvert-Lewin because João Pedro was actually the top performing forward on the end game analysis that's Fantasy Football Geek do. And you can see Gyökeres there on third where he started. He's actually last 2 have been very good performances, and he's put in some, and he's got good fixtures next. So he was my choice with the fixtures there. You can see he's got 2 relegation teams and 1 team who's completely ditched the league in Palace for the Conference League. And then you can see it's a bit of a small thing, but the reason why I've gone Saka, why I haven't gone Saka, whereas most people seem to do, which is a less risky option. I think both Gyökeres and Saka have game time risk, but I've gone with Gyökeres based on form, although Saka did have an excellent game against Fulham in one half. So that's most people's justification for going ahead. You can see Cherki there instead of Semenyo. Semenyo is well down in comparison, but I've stuck with Semenyo. It's because I don't really need the money, and I think I'd prefer to have Cherki, but I'd rather have the transfer and hope for the best. So defences wise, Brighton, Man City and Arsenal are the 3 defences I've got starting. So that looks pretty good. Brentford's in there, but they've just got 2 tough fixtures at Manchester City and Liverpool, so I wouldn't have considered getting any of them in. So this is how the team looks like for Game Week 36. You can see Wilson in there in for Palmer and Gyökeres there in for Calvert-Lewin. The bench was pretty tricky, really. In the end, I put João Pedro there instead of maybe Tav being the only other option, really. But anyway, I've gone for Tav for the easier fixture. He has actually been in really good form, even though he hasn't converted. That has to happen at some stage. Now I've used the Fantasy Football Geek planning tool. You can see they absolutely hate the transfers. I think there's probably some historic data in for Palmer, which gives him higher, and Gyökeres will be slammed for basically for game time risk. But I'm overruling it, and also I've benched João Pedro instead of Gyökeres. There's no way I'm benching him once I've brought him in. So and then the bench apart from that is the same with Hill and Stroik. That's it. Good luck to everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. Short and sweet as usual. Don't really want to keep you hanging around for 20 minutes like some other people do. So here we go. Thanks very much for listening. Like and subscribe and all that sort of stuff. Okay. Thanks very much.